What do you think about the Celtics being down 3-1 to a Heat team that they are clearly superior in talent
Yeah.
to?
Yeah, that's the take. I mean, you watch these games. The Celtics have lost 3 games by a total of 11 points. And they don't get blown out, but they look like they take the apple a little bit at the end of close games. And yeah, I think they have more talent. I love the Heat. I love the way the Heat play. I mean, hats off to Pat Riley for assembling this team, and I think they're very worthy. They deserve it. Still, Boston had leads of I think 14 and 17 in the first 2 games. But the Celtics have lost, I think, 6 of their last 9 playoff games now, starting back with that miracle shot against Toronto. And, I think they always kind of operate. They're not as good as they think they are. I mean, the young stars, Brown, Tatum, Smart. There's a lot of that AAU warrior culture going on there. And I think guys just think they've accomplished something when they haven't. So now they have their backs against it. I can see them winning tonight. I can. If they don't, it's a disgrace, and we'll crush them accordingly.
Where do you rank Brad Stevens? How do you assess how Stevens does if this team does lose this series?
It's like a lot of these guys. He gets a free pass, and I kind of understand it because I do think he's a good coach. I like his mentality. I think it's always hard for a guy who hasn't played in the league to get their attention. But, I mean, Spoelstra's done the job. He's been there 12 years now. I mean, you do see it. But it's easier if you're Doc Rivers or Steve Kerr or what have you. I just think it's harder. And I think for Brad, I mean, there's no way that Brad Stevens is teaching them to play hero ball, iso ball at the end of games 1 and 2. That's not what he's drawing up over there. But then getting them to do it, well, that's the charge of the coach as well. So he does get, I get sucked in as well. He gets slack with me too. But there's a sense of urgency. I said we need a little less Fred Rogers, a little more Fred Smirlis around here. I mean, he's that whole passive, even fighting for your team. I mean, Nurse did a lot of that almost to a fault in that series, and Brad's very measured, which sometimes drives you crazy watching.